Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing Pioneer, and I have a sweet little combo deck from subscriber Mathis. And what Mathis has sent me is a Timestream Navigator deck. This is a card I will admit I had never seen before I was sent this list, and it's a pretty cool card. So it's a 2-mana 1/1. You can pay 4, tap it, put it on the bottom of your deck, and take an extra turn after this one. Activate this ability only if you have the City's Blessing. And of course it has Ascend, so you can get the City's Blessing. So what this deck does is it has no other creatures in it. So when you plus a Johnny Valiant Protector, one of his abilities is reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So if you plus a Johnny using that ability, you can only hit Timestream Navigator. Then when you activate Navigator, it puts itself on the bottom of your deck. So if you find yourself in a position where you have a ton of mana and you get to take an extra turn with this card, a Johnny can dig it back up, replay it, and then you activate it again, do it again on your next turn, and you take all the turns for the rest of the game. And the way you actually win once you're taking all those turns is with Shark Typhoon and Wolf Willowhaven. You have ways to create token creatures. This is the only actual creature in the main deck to combo with a Johnny. And the rest of the deck is counterspells, removal, and ramp. And you love to see it. So this is totally my type of garbage. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad or what. The sideboard is stacked pretty hard against the 5-color control decks. There's Dovin's Veto for Bring to Light and Tybalt and Mystical Dispute for the same reason. Got a little bit of protection for our Timestream Navigator against the removal decks if we're going to need to protect it for a turn eventually. And I added 2 Baneslayer Angels to the sideboard for the aggro decks, and that does mess up your hits with a Johnny Valiant Protector. But against those decks, I'd rather hit Baneslayer Angel anyway. That's kind of the same as taking all the turns when you gain 5 life. So just a little insulation there, then some extra Wraths and Doomscar and Rest in Peace for graveyard decks. And that's the plan. I mean, this looks a lot like the old Nexus of Fate. Nexus of Fate? Is that what that card was called? The 7-drop that makes you take an extra turn. This looks a lot like those decks back in the day, but now this is the combo instead of that card. Combo's a little harder to pull off, but this is still very much the same deck. So I love anything with Shark Typhoon. I love anything with Supreme Verdict. This deck has both. Let's get into the games. Right, we're on the draw here. This hand is not a keep. It doesn't have green. Oh, fuck. I just hit keep. I said this is not a keep, then hit keep. That's right, we're on the draw. We get 2 chances to find a green source, and then this hand's actually pretty good. But whatever. Here we are. Alright, so I can... The second land, even though it's not green, it lets me foretell Behold the Multiverse, and then I can cast it in my next upkeep. Maybe this hand was just a keep anyway. Maybe I'm a wuss, and mulliganing it would have been weak. And the Behold is really strong. I don't know. Alright, so foretell this. I can cast that on a future turn. So I guess the question is... No, I don't think... Now that I have this land, I don't think I play it in my upkeep. Because if I draw a green source, I can Growth Spiral into also casting this. It looks like we're playing against Phoenix. That would be my guess based on the spells and lands they played so far. Almost a green source. So I can Behold the Multiverse in their end step. Yeah, that seems fine. I am not going to pay 1, or pay 2 life. Alright, this hand ended up being a fine keep. Maybe I should be less of a wuss and let my massive land count do some heavy lifting. Curate. Ooh, a Strixhaven card. Alright, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 in your graveyard, and the rest on the back of your top of your library in any order, and draw a card. Okay. So is it Phoenix time? Have they not found a Phoenix, or have they not found a discard outlet? Or are they just not Phoenix? I don't think there's a reasonable world where they're just not Phoenix. That has to be what's going on over there. Alright, draft All-Star, behold the multiverse. Let's go. Fabled Passage is good, saw it coming. I actually kind of want both of these. Because I can Growth Spiral into the Fabled Passage. Like, having 2 Growth Spirals in hand makes you want land drops. So, Forest. Then, equip this with Wolf Willow Haven. And I can Growth Spiral as an instant, so I'm just gonna pass. I want to be able to counter a Dig Through Time or Treasure Cruise. So I don't want to foretell Saw It Coming just yet. I'm worried that this might be some sort of combo deck that I don't understand. Oh, Goldspan Dragon. I saw it coming. I love when the card name is also just a taunt. Saw it coming. I wonder if this is one of those decks that like uses the just goes off with Goldspan Dragon. Okay, so that's a good reason to leave a Shark Typhoon available, so I can create a blocker at least. Alright, finding all these lands, running them together with these mountain of growth spirals is pretty great. So I have one more growth spiral. Oh, I don't have one more land though, so I do want to wait on the growth spiral. If they have another Goldspan Dragon, I do want to be able to block it. There's this interaction where, like, when Goldspan becomes the target of a spell or ability, you create a treasure. So you cast your dragon, then you make a bunch of treasures. Like, you target it with, like, Giant Growth, which makes a treasure, then you stack the treasure to cast another Giant Growth, and then, like, you give a double strike. That's a thing that exists. I think I want green more than I want anything else. I'm going to make a shark. I'm going to start pressuring them. I don't like just playing draw go against a blue-red deck in a format with Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise in it. Probably just unlocked all their wild slashes that are in their deck. Narset is messed up against this deck. Attack, see what happens. See if they waste a burn spell on this instead of my Planeswalker. That would be great. They could not be fooled. Do you have counter spells? Time to find out. Silumgar's Scorn, revealing Niv Mizzet Perrin. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so they had that card but didn't want to cast it last turn. Okay, so that's a hard counter because they revealed a dragon. I can do everything else as an instant, so I'll just pass. If they play Perrin, I can Supreme Verdict it. But I'll have to Spiral twice in response if they jam this thing. Is it dragons, huh? I also need to be really careful about my clock because my combo is not particularly time conducive. Alright, so cast all these spirals in response so they don't draw cards off them. That is all 4 of those. And there's the Ajani. Alright. Don't chalk that in. Alright, there's Niv. See if I can cheese them with an attack. Are you fearless or fearful? Tell me. Aha, they're scared of the giant growth. Okay, white, white, blue, colorless. Oh, I guess I could have played Narset first, and they don't even get to draw this one card. Because Narset doesn't trigger Niv. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I did that backwards. Also played into Mystical Dispute, but they didn't have it. Yikes. Alright, deck full of spells, whiffed on a Narset. Feels bad, but is what it is. They have one more card than they need to in their hand. Blew it. They have... Alright, they have nothing. That's my favorite thing for opponents to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so minusing Narset puts her into shock range, but I think I would rather just like have cards in my hand. Like Saw It Coming. Speaking of Saw It Coming, that card's now face up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough to do everything I want, right? Alright, a Johnner. Oh, I didn't tap for any white mana. Whoops. There it is. Pretty sure I had it in there somewhere. And they've seen the Saw It Coming, so they know it's coming. We got a reader. Alright, so I can put the time creature in my hand. I want to protect it with Saw It Coming. I'm not just going to play it into shock. Plus, if they have shock, they're going to want to point it at Narset. Really glad I'm not playing against Phoenix, by the way. Just for that, what that's worth. I wonder if Sprite Dragon's in this deck. They bounced that card, sure. So, oh, I probably am supposed to counter that because this gets to attack Narset. But that's not what this game is about. Narset did her job. I'm not going to waste my Saw It Coming. I'm going to use that to protect my Navigator. I could also just make a 1/1 Shark and trade off here. Yeah, I'm not going to counter anything this turn anyway, so might as well. This could be just blanking their entire hand. We don't know. Another one? Okay, that's fine. Alright, cool. So that's fine. That's another removal spell out of their hand. Just protecting the king here. Timestream Navigator. Queen? Queen. So, Navigator. And foretell this. Alright, I have the city's blessing. I am blessed. I have triple blue, which is what I need for the Behold and the Saw It Coming. Also, them destroying this isn't too bad because I have multiple Johnnies to get it back. I don't have triple green to cord in response and make another one. This looks like Niv Mizzet. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this in response. That's actually pretty bad because that pings this and kills it. They just need to draw a card. Alright, looks like they don't have one. Alright, so I'm gonna Time Walk. Alright, so we got our Time Walk, and then I guess I Supreme Verdict. Or do I Johnny first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess probably getting a Johnny in makes some sense. So I can Supreme Verdict next turn and use my mana better. Timestream creature. Alright. We're very close to going off here. I think this Supreme Verdict. They got to draw off the Supreme Verdict, which is not ideal. But answering Niv Mizzet is pretty ideal. So Niv's out of here. Brazen Borrower's gone with it. And having two Navigators sets up the infinite turns. I just need to activate the first one. And I have Saw It Coming to back it up. I can actually get two of these into play with Saw It Coming to back it up. So that plays around spot removal better. Okay, let's do it. They know about the Saw It Coming. Oh, we did it. We're off. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Extra turn. Get one of these. Do I attack? Yeah, what the hell? I have extra turns coming. Need to win somehow. Here's this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could chord for another one. X is 2. Okay, cool. Well, we've won the game. I can actually buff one of these, make a faster clock. I have so many, I can do what I want. And we still saw it coming. Alright, they figured out that they're not getting another turn. Very nice. Undefeated lifetime with this deck. So Snakeskin Veil seems pretty good here. Protection from dragons is part of the flavor text on this card. That's pretty funny. I think I have to bring it in just on the strength of protection from dragons. Doomscar, destroy all creatures. The removing Niv Mizzet's going to be pretty important. Behold was good, Supreme Verdict was good. I think I can live without Tamiyo. I think I can have one fewer Timestream Navigator in the deck. I'm doing that. It's weird that I'm bringing in both Snakeskin Veil and Doomscar. Like pick a side. Let's see. So that's 2 cards out and 5 cards I want to bring in. I do like the chord. Maybe I don't need all of them. I'm diluting the combo a little bit, but that's part of the plan. It's a juke. As much as it is just improving the deck. Najani is pretty important. It'll find me Baneslayer Angel if it doesn't find the Navigator, and that is like the whole combo. So maybe I should respect it a bit. Maybe Snakeskin Veil, just it doesn't do what I want it to. So one more card's gotta come in. Maybe it is just one fewer Ajani. Because Baneslayer Angel gives us an alternate win condition around the Ajani. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Ooh, I probably wanted Narset. I already clicked submit though. Yeah. This is a third Narset matchup. Alright, the juke is here. So I'm gonna set up a Doomscar. They've seen Saw It Coming and the other card, Behold the Multiverse. They have not seen Doomscar because it was in the sideboard. So I might be able to just genuinely surprise them with a Wrath. Still no sighting of Sprite Dragon, which I'd be surprised if it wasn't in their dragon. Blue-red, is it prowess, or not quite prowess, is it tempo dragon deck? Foretell is such a sweet mechanic. Missing the third blue, so I might as well foretell this. I can't cast Narset, I can't play this anyway. There's so many secrets foretold right now. Blue card or blue land? Great. Well, let's keep it going. Now I can cast Saw It Coming because I have 2 mana up. Care about that. So I'm ready for Goldspan Dragon, which is their big turn 5 play. So if I can counter a Goldspan Dragon, turn around, jam Baneslayer Angel. Oh, Dig Through Time confirmed. No surprise there. I mean, why are you is it in this format if you're not casting Dig or Cruise? Yeah, so I can jam Baneslayer, let them jam Niv Mizzet into Baneslayer, because Baneslayer wins that fight. I saw this coming. Maybe I'll play Narset if I have the opportunity. Alright, did not have the opportunity, so it doesn't matter. Protection from your deck, let's go. Right now, while they're tapped out of counter magic, and they'll need to 2-for-1 this if they want to beat it with burn. Which, I mean, they could do. They've demonstrated they have burn spells in their deck. But this is a pretty thick one. And they have to work their way through this, and then find another threat, and then that threat gets mopped up by Doomscar. Gadwick. Oh, they do have non-dragons in the deck. They'll just draw 2. Alright, so they can tap my Baneslayer with an opt here. You have the opt. Yeah, Narset would be pretty nice here. Obviously. But I am going to get to jam a Johnny second main and start plussing. Here we go. Maybe I should just put +1 counters on the Baneslayer. Does that make any sense? It would get it out of burn range. But also puts more counters on a Johnny. Yeah, I think just doing this once makes some sense. It makes Johnny a little fatter. I'm going to need double blue before I can activate my Timestream Navigator anyway. The deck doesn't really have spot removal in it. Bummer. RIP. Great, I have the cord. That's another play. And they are attacking a Johnny, so I don't need to worry about getting combo killed here. Oh, this Gadwick is seriously good. Wow, Unsummon is in their deck. Alright, that's a card you're allowed to play. It's weird that they played it right now. Like, why didn't you just cast that? I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know. Weird. Weird stuff. I'm gonna Doomscar. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. Yeah, let's clear this out. Thanks for the unsummon, by the way. So answer these, jam Narset, block them out. That unsummon was such a beating. I probably would have had to Doomscar this turn anyway to get ahead of this beatdown plan. I don't have many turns under this lock. And I have saw it coming if they have a counter for the Doomscar. I don't really want to use it. Slumgar score and revealing Niv Mizzet Perrin. Alright, well I can't counter Niv anyway, so here's the sod coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I draw a land next turn, I can Narset Baneslayer, and that shuts off Niv Mizzet, both its ability and its power and toughness. This is scary though. I could definitely lose to this card. Alright, we drew the land. So I want to Baneslayer first. In case that we get in a... I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to Narset first? So their counter spells don't draw extra cards? I don't know. I don't know if this matters or if I can do anything about it. Could have played around Mystical Dispute, but then I can't play Baneslayer and Narset just dies to Niv anyway. Right, I'm gonna leave Narset at 5, I think. They do get to draw for their turn. No, it's fine. I think I'd rather dig for the Supreme Verdict to answer the Niv for good. Saw it coming is fine. Okay, so in their draw step, they can ping Narset down to 2. Or they can play a cantrip now and get Narset to 2. In their draw step, it goes to 1. Okay, so maybe minusing was loose. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a whole turn cycle because I minused, but let's see if the saw it coming pays off for that. See if it was worth it. Hope it was worth it. I can chord for Timestream Navigator. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can actually chord for another Baneslayer Angel too. That would get him. Yeah, whenever you draw a card, Niv deals 1. So, yeah, if they just like opt in my upkeep, the Niv trigger will draw their 1 card for the turn, kill Narset, and then the opt resolves unmolested. I might be able to ambush them in combat with Court of Calling for Baneslayer, though. That would be so sick. That would make my entire life. Yeah, they're just doing the thing right now. Petty theft. Straight into saw it coming. Did they want to fight me on this? Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery, you draw a card. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I can fight over this. And Narset is still currently in play, but it won't be. Yeah, it doesn't matter what order this happens in. Like, Narset's gonna die before this stack resolves. Slumgar Scorn. They have a dragon to reveal, or are they hoping to draw one? I guess it's when you cast it, isn't it? It's a Narset's dead. Okay, then they draw a million, and then they bounce my Baneslayer, and then I replay it. And it's basically Baneslayer's lifelink versus Niv Mizzet's ability. But Niv Mizzet is going off right now, and we are in a lot of trouble to that. This deck is cool. What? That looked like it was targeting Baneslayer. Oh, this is targeting Baneslayer. All right. I just moused over the stack, and it looked like they were dealing 1 damage to Baneslayer. It's like, that's not allowed. All right, get back in there. All right, now we're probably dead. I have 1 more chance next turn to Chord for Baneslayer during combat and ambush their Niv. But there's a pretty good chance they're going to have a ton of instants and sorceries and draw a million cards before that happens. Super cool deck over there. What can I do against Gadwick? Is there anything in the sideboard I can do differently? I guess I could bring in the Snakeskin Veils and just get after it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I'm gonna play this and pass the turn. They could probably easily string 6 spells together and just kill me. So they have a draw step, so they only need 5. And then I cast Chord, so they only need 4. I do want them to commit to the attack first, though. I'm sure they have a counter spell, but gotta play like they don't. Alright. Spell Pierce got me. Okay. Niv Mizzet Perrin. Alright, so this is basically a 1-card deck, but it is a very powerful card. And we are also a 1-card deck, just saying. So I think I want to have more respect for Niv. And maybe protecting Baneslayer is more important than I would have guessed. Also, the Narset needs to come in here. Do I just get off the combo entirely? Like, go down to like 2 of this card? And I still like a Johnny. I don't need to ramp as much if if I'm not doing the whole combo thing. So one of the Wolf Willow Havens can go out. Still like 1 chord. That feels like the right number for this matchup. Playing 6 Wraths with the while boarding into a Protect the Queen strategy is kind of suspicious, I will admit. I don't have room for the Rest in Pieces on Dig. I could bring in Mystical Dispute to win counter wars. Like, they do tend to tap out a lot. But how many reactive spells can I afford in the deck? I already have the Saw It Cummings, and I think they're really good. Like, I could just get off Willow Haven entirely. Bring in a Veto and a Dispute to have more counter magic to fight over Baneslayer. I'll try it. We may have gone completely off the rails here, or I'm being smart. It's one or the other. I think I'm gonna mulligan. This is a keep. Then I'm gonna send Forest to the bottom. I love that how safe mana is in Pioneer. There's no Blood Moon, there's no Wasteland, no Back to Basics. Just get to play your Shockland, keep these hands full of checklands and shocklands, and everything goes well. I've seen Spell Pierce out of them, which can hit a Growth Spiral. Just worth noting. I don't know if they're going to use it on a Growth Spiral, but they do have it. Fabled Passage. Alright, my Growth Spiral is going to resolve. So because they have a tapped blue source, I'm just going to Growth Spiral main phase. I want to cash in my payoff here. Don't give them the chance to Spell Pierce it if you don't have to. If they played an untapped island and passed the turn there, I would have waited for them to opt or do it on their end step where they have to use mana on their own turn. Didn't get to foretell anything. Very different game than last one where I had 3 spells foretold by this point. So I can chord for Navigator already, but that's not good. So I'm not going to do it. I could just test their hand for counter magic in the end step with the chord, but I don't even get the City's Blessing. I only have 6 permanents, like not even close to the City's Blessing, in fact. So they put a Goldspan Dragon in their graveyard. And a Niv, interesting. They must be looking for lands? What does this actually do? Top 2 cards of your library. Put any number of them in the graveyard and the rest on top. Okay, so you can get rid of 2 cards and see the third. How did this Goldspan Dragon get in their graveyard? Like, didn't they use this Fabled Passage on turn 1? Is that just Moto doing Moto things? The fact that this card is under the other card? So I'm gonna pass. I want to Growth Spiral in their end step. Just like do as much at instant speed as I can. Like this isn't their Niv Miss it turn, and they just binned a Niv Miss it, which means, so it means a couple things. Either they were digging for lands and just had to get rid of that card, or they have 2 Nivs, or they have some sort of reanimation strategy I don't know about. I don't think blue-red can reanimate in Pioneer. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just keep testing those counter spells. Should have left blue up to bluff something, but I'm not actually bluffing anything. And if they have Silumgar Scorn, they're going to cast it. Okay. They missed their land drop, which is good because this is mostly a control mirror, and missing land drops is bad. But it's bad because they have 7 spells in their hand. And now they can dig through time. Just pick 2 lands, then probably easily win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can chord for Baneslayer with my next land drop. They left Niv in the graveyard. I wonder if they have a way to buy it back, or if that's just, you know, force of habit, because that's what the deck does. Ooh. I'm going to shock in. If they tap out for Niv this turn, I can chord in response, and then they're in trouble. Chording right now is tempting, but we have seen Spell Pierce out of them. I think if I just hold up this chord for 5 for a while, they're just not going to be able to do anything. And if they ever tap out for Niv, or if they tap out right now. Yeah, let's just get that in. So we've seen Unsummon out of them, and that's fine. But getting this into play is step 1 before we have to worry about it getting unsummoned. This also puts real pressure on what they can do this turn. Like, they can't just untap and jam Goldspan Dragon right now. I guess they could, like, an attack, make the treasure, and unsummon. That spends a whole card not answering my Baneslayer, though. Alright, so they tempoed me back out here. Supreme Verdict is a nice insurance policy. They have a lot of counterspells. Casting the counterspell there keeps them off Brazen Borrower mana, though. This is where Snakeskin Veil is embarrassing in what I said in the deck tech and during sideboard. It's like, this deck doesn't have very many creatures. Ooh. Unsummon is good against that, but that's alright. So I can make a 5/5 Shark and still hold up Snakeskin Veil. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah. Let's do it. 5/5 shark. Do 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 do. Is there a stifle in this format? I think there is. Like, they're digging in response. Okay. There is Tail's End, I think, is a stifle that counters target legendary or triggered ability. Pretty sure. There's probably some like 2 and 3 mana versions of stifle in the format that have some medium application. Snakeskin Veil. For the blowout, I hope. They only have 5 cards in their hand. Alright, this is making them spend a lot of mana on their own turn. Alright. I do have 3 more Shark Typhoons in the deck. Alright, Navigator. Let's set it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have the City's Blessing. Let's see if they spend any energy on this card. Oh, miscounted. Don't have the City's Blessing. When I cycle my Shark, I will. Alright, they're curating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can make a 4/4 Shark. That's enough to tangle with a Brazen Bee. They have plenty of mana, though, to jam Niv Mizzet, cast Opt, and kill Timestream Navigator just for free. That's definitely what's happening. Right, cycle this. So let's hope they don't realize that I get the City's Blessing if I get a Shark. If they cast their spell first and pick off Navigator... Okay. Not that that super matters, because if they kill Navigator, that's the only card in my deck that cares if I'm blessed by the City. And I'm going to block because I'm going to Wrath next turn anyway. And hopefully this distraction will they'll ping that off instead. Ooh. Seems that I'm untapping. I'm genuinely surprised by that. They didn't block in game 1. Are they going to block now? They've seen Snakeskin Veil. Wow. Fearless. Alright. They learned from their mistakes of being scared. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take an extra turn. Wrath. So they get to draw an extra card off of that. I do get to untap into all my mana to only 3 of theirs. 4 is a lot of cards in hand, though. 2 Nivs are gone. I assume they play 4. Like, what's the point of this deck if you don't have 4 Nivs? Not really what I was looking for. I'm not going to foretell this because there's like only a couple things it could be, and that gives them more information than just having a wild card in the hand. They didn't flash in Brazen Bar in the end step, which is pretty interesting. That means that they were playing around Chord of Calling. Alright, so they had the 3rd Niv right away. See if I can draw the Doomscar right away. Yuck. Well, gotta take my medicine. I guess foretelling this gives away some information, but also plays better for future turns. Mystical Dispute, when you add cantrip deal 1 on it, is pretty busto. So, I am gonna pay. But we're gonna get dumpstered by this card, unless I draw Supreme Verdict right now. Got another one? Wow. Wrong stuff. Well, I'm still committed to letting this resolve, or making this resolve. This is my chance to draw cards. Maybe the last I'm gonna get. Oh my god, they have the third Mystical Dispute. Okay. So they draw 4, deal 4, and counter all my spells, and get value out of Mystical Dispute at a point in the game where I just have 10 lands in play. That was pretty sweet. Invis, it's broken. Ban it. Guess now I'll foretell. I would be dead on board if they classed their Brazen Borrower last turn with the 3 mana they had available. I might be dead on board anyway. They just need to string 4 spells together in their 6-card hand. So it's basically Supreme Verdict or bust here. Bust. Alright. That was sweet. They had a really cool deck that was built really well to defeat my deck. Having an uncounterable threat. Basically, my deck is just trying to counter every threat, and they have an uncounterable threat. So, no go there. On to the next round. And I'm keeping this hand on the draw. Got a bunch of lands and spells in it. It's got the Ajani. That's the important half of the combo. There's no ramp, but I don't think you need ramp to keep a hand. Like, I'm not going to mulligan to Wolf Willowhaven. Oh, baby. Supreme Verdict is in my hand, and they just played Llanowar Elf. So I actually want to draw lands, so I'm not going to crack my Fabled Passage just yet. I want to hit that 4th land on time. And Behold the Multiverse helps out with that a lot. Okay, we got there. So, land, foretell this. I wonder if they're going to respect Doomscar or be scared of Doomscar at all. It's a scary card, the old turn 3 Wrath against the deck that's trying to go nuts on turn 4. I don't know that I could lose this game before I get a 4th turn. Like, I don't know what their Goldfish is like, but I'm pretty sure it's not that fast. Okay, so Nissa. It's getting scary. Hey, Nissa's scary. It's gonna take a bunch. My Supreme Verdict's gonna take a bunch of lands down with it, but they're still gonna have Nissa in play. So I do need a way to deal with that before I'm dead. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, they can have a lot of mana next turn. Okay, so I think I have to shock in. I can just Growth Spiral first, I guess. Find out if I find a Painless land. Right, I did not find a Painless land. Right, but I can Behold the Multiverse. In the end step, untap Supreme Verdict. Hope that 2-life doesn't kill me. Nykthos is pretty solid. Walking Ballista's banned in this format, I'm fairly confident. So, and I don't see any blue mana. Foreign Clex. Oh my god. Okay. So they get to make a 6/6 land. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I actually am just dead. Holy shit. I'm over here like I don't think I can. There's a turn 4 Goldfish. But yeah, Vorinclex does it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. Yep. Okay, yep. This was definitely a play draw game. Nissa, who shakes the world, is terrifying. We've learned a lesson here today, folks. Alright, so the Doom Scars come in. I do need to pressure or answer Nissa. So I think that I need my vetoes, even though they're not great. Like, because Nissa is basically the whole deck. I don't think I want Dispute. Tamiyo's probably slow. Cord is probably slow. I want all my ramp. Like, ramping up into my counters and removal, it goes a long way. I don't think this is a Baneslayer matchup. I don't think this is a Narset matchup either. So these 4 come in, but I've taken 5 out, so I get another one if I want it. Do I just want the Baneslayer? But with no way to find it reliably. If it does, if I get the hooks in on my combo and end up losing because I have Baneslayer in my deck, I'll never forgive myself for that. So I think I want Tamiyo as the last card left in the deck here. Narset, I guess, can curve into Supreme Verdict or Doomscar. Yeah, I'll do that. So step 1, avoid Nissa. Step 2, cast Wrath of God. That's the matchup. No green source. That's a mulligan. Well, I'm keeping. I'm gonna bottom a Johnny because Shark Typhoon does play. Like, Shark Typhoon can make a 1/1 and absorb 6 damage from some creature. Vorinclex is messed up with Nissa. I'm glad they just missed each other in Standard. Did they miss each other? Are they still in Standard? I actually don't even know what's in Standard. I'm pretty sure War rotated, though. Imagine how satisfying that last game was for the opponent. I foretold a card, and then just died with it still in foretell. That's funny. That would make me pretty happy if I did that to someone. Alright, well, they're representing Nissa. Ugh, so awkward. Just don't have the blue source. Alright, so I guess just beholding the multiverse into the 4th land to cast Supreme Verdict is the best I can hope for here. Maybe they just won't have Nissa. Is there any chance of that? And that their whole deck? Nissa deck, dot deck. Oh, they're casting a creature. Alright, Shifty Ceratops. You got it. You give that haste, get in for 5. Get wrecked by Supreme Verdict. So they may have been playing around Saw It Coming, or Disdainful Stroke, or Aether Gust, and leaving their Nissa at home. And if that's true, then I'm going to get to Wrath their elves and take them off Nissa mana for a little while. That is all, of course, assuming that the top 5 cards in my deck have a land in them. Okay, we got there. I'm not ready for this. I want this right now. Okay, white, white, blue are represented here. Get them out. Let's hope that was devastating. I hope they needed those elves. Miss your land drop past the turn. What can they do for 4 mana? They could play another Shifting Ceratops. Oh god. Alright, they already made their land drop, so I don't need to worry about getting Nykthos here. But that is a good draw. Maybe. Oh wow. Nope, no it's not. It's just a Grizzly Bear. It feeds the future Nykthos, but right now it's not that great. I am just gonna pass. Missing a land drop isn't great, but I can saw it coming in Nissa if they have it, and I can behold the multiverse if they don't. And I can afford to take 2 from this emissary. Whatever. I have all 3 Shark Typhoons, so I can win a game that devolves into normal combat. I just can't win a game where they go bonkers with Nissa. Okay, so again, they played their land drop before they played their emissary. Alright. I saw it coming. You all tired of hearing that yet? Because I'm not tired of saying it. So 1 card left over there. A growth spiral, build the multiverse. Alright, I'm just going to pass again. Keep holding up these counter spells that I don't have. Wink, wink. Come on. Alright, looks like... Okay. Scared me for a second there. Don't do that to me. Of course, if they nick those, they can still do whatever they want. Oath of Nissa. Alright, if they just go into combat, I will trade off a Shark for an Emissary. Alright, they found a Nissa. That sucks pretty hard. Let's see what I draw. Draw a counterspell. Alright, instead I drew the Navigator. Still don't have a land drop. This at least takes Nykthos power down a little bit. And I'm at the point where I could just lose to these attacking lands. Okay, so if I shock in Breeding Pool, I take 5 damage, but I can actually pressure Nissa, kinda. Like, I can block something and don't lose my Shark immediately. Alright, I'll shock it in. Feels bad. Yeah, Nissa's the only card in their deck I care about, and they have 2 of them. And I only drew 1 answer. I think I have something like 8 to 10 answers to Nissa in my deck, and they play 4 Nissas. But it just did not line up in my favor. Alright, I mean, that resolves. You got me. And they also found Nykthos, so if their last card in their hand is anything, they can go completely insane. 3, 4, 5. Alright, so they didn't want to give up one of their 2 power creatures. I will trade off with their land. I'm just in the business of buying time right now. You think they'll play around the 3rd Shark Typhoon also? I don't think it matters. I can't beat this card when it's in play. I have to counter it. I don't have any Aether Gust. Okay, so I can Wolf Willow Haven and still Shark for 3. And I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I take 7 in that exchange. Still dead. Maybe I needed to play Timestream Navigator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm not even close to the City's Blessing. Vivian Arcbow Ranger. Oh no. Skips Trample, right? Yep. 2 creatures get +1/+1 and trample. Okay, so now I'm gonna trade off with Burning Tree Emissary, I guess. Does that even matter what I trade off with? I don't think it matters. Yeah, you would think the deck with 6 Wraths in it would be good against mono green, but apparently that's just not true. Like, their Planeswalkers are really good. I did not see it coming. This one is the best with Nixoth. Nixos. This one taps for 2. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, this like represents mana on Nixos. That literally just taps for 2. So what can I even do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Yeah, if I behold the multiverse, I won't have enough mana to do anything. I have to growth spiral into, actually that doesn't matter. Target creature fights target, yeah, doesn't matter. If I growth spiral into Supreme Verdict and cast Timestream Navigator, they can just make a 3/3 with Nissa, fight it with Vivian, and then I lose. All right, still don't have a win on the board, but that's all right. There's more to play. I'm on the draw. My hand has a lot of ramp, but no payoff. I'm gonna keep it. We might get run over, but this deck, like, going big is all this deck does. So I'm gonna keep the hand that does that. Look at that, rewarded immediately. I'll have a big shark in time for their phoenixes. All right, maybe not phoenixes. Rug. Wait, is this 5 color? What are they doing? So Fortress, Haven. This card is so cool. Like a rampant growth variant that is also a creature later when you don't need to ramp anymore. Love it. Anyone who plays Standard doesn't need me to tell them that. The card is sweet. And Teferi is not legal in this format anymore, so I don't have to worry about my ramp spell getting bounced. Ooh, Narset is not bad. So how can I do this? Pretty sure I can do it all. So tap for green, green. Use the 2 green to enchant this. And I'm going to play Narset, which will turn off their clues. I can't minus Narset, but I can sit her in play and turn off the clue tokens. Tireless Tracker. I love... So Pioneer doesn't have the like pizzazz that Legacy and Modern have, but I love that Tireless Tracker on turn 3 with no other play, just land, Tireless Tracker is a serious threat. I love that a format like that exists. And I'm slightly bummed that my deck doesn't just have Wild Slash in it. Yeah, there's no Condemn, no Oust, no Path to Exile. Let's see if Narset and this Shark can carry the day. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make a 4/4 Shark next turn. So they can sack a land, or sack a clue to protect their Tireless Tracker, or at least don't let it get eaten. Oh, JK, not anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so is it better to Wrath and then make a big shark later, or trade off a big shark now and Wrath later? I'm gonna make a big shark. 1, 2, 3, 4, because that'll force them to use a clue token just to trade with the shark. And then I have the Wrath on deck. Like, I'm not sure if a shark would trade with the next creature, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes. Oh, Shrapnel Blast targeting Narset. Brutal. Okay. That's pretty sick that Shrapnel Blast sacking a clue still triggers tracker. This is a cool deck. Okay, so now they don't need to sack their clue just to trade. They're going to trade anyway, but the shark will trade even if they make and sack another clue here. They could Trap Blast the shark also, but Supreme Verdict is good at dealing with that. Okay, so now do I even want to use the shark? I could just kill these two creatures and Supreme Verdict. Just take 8. Do I want to go to 12 against the deck with Shrapnel Blast in it? Yeah, let's go. If they combo kill me here with Goldspan Dragon, they got me. Yeah, it was weird to just do nothing for a whole turn cycle, but as information developed, I think it became more and more reasonable. So white, white. Oh, I need blue in there. Blue. Get those out of here. They can pop their clue with the treasure while it still makes double mana. I can foretell, behold the multiverse. Look at my land drop. Alright, here we are. I'm at 12. I don't like it, but here we are. Depending on what they do this turn, like I guess if they're just some sort of like rug haste deck, if they Vorn collects me here. Goldspan Dragon's also pretty good. Hardcast Shark Typhoon, that is almost always wrong to do, but my deck is not capable of punishing it. Alright, so I can behold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, fuck it. If they want to play this game, I'm gonna play it too. I have a 4-drop ready to trigger this thing. What do you got? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I can cast Shark Typhoon and immediately fire in a 4-drop. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that spell Foretold for now. I guess having it resolve is more important than basically anything else. Yeah, never mind, I'm gonna cast it right now. Yeah, I mean, this resolving and getting the selection right now, like Scry 2 at this point in the game is pretty close to drawing a card. This Court of Calling. They won't be ready for me to time walk them. Also, Court of Calling is pretty funny with Shark Typhoon. Just X. They can't beat infinite turns, I bet. They can kill my Shark Typhoon though. I'm in trouble. Wrecked. Oh, nothing. Guess they don't really need anything. They could just cast like 3 ops in my end step. But not if I saw it coming. Let's go. Do they have some sort of 6-mana, 5-mana spell they can cast right now? Shrapnel Blast targeting my shark. I love that. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight over that. I don't care. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I can already cast Chord with Saw It coming back up. Let me make sure that the lands tap correctly, that the Wolf Willows are in the correct place. So green, green, green. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Can I get blue out of this? So green, green, green. Green, green, green. 1, 2. Okay, yeah. There is a way that I can get leave up double blue with all of that going on. I'm going to court in their combat step. Ambush their shark with my bigger shark. Rolling regrowth. Sack a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands. Okay, so that's just Harrow. They reprinted Harrow. That's okay. Alright, that's allowed. Get a shark out of the deal. Not bad. Green, green. Just frantically recounting my mana, making sure I didn't blow it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Board of Calling. X is 2. Shark is 5. Saw It Coming is 3. Uh-oh. I saw it coming. I can't help it. Let's hope they didn't also see this coming. How many counterspells can a deck like theirs play in the main deck? The old, I guess Goldspan Dragon attack immediately leaves up negate, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so Shark is in. Negate is countered. Shark is in. Shark is in. And Time Walk Boy is in. They should be scared. I have a 5/5. I'm gonna eat their 3/3, trade with their 2/2, and then take an extra turn and beat down. A Johnny gives me a 6/6 shark. When I top deck him, obviously, next turn. Oh, that's a 3/3, not even a 2/2. I just get to eat their whole board. I don't know what I thought. I was looking at the negate shark already. I'm ready to crush right now. I told you. The people who don't believe, I'm just going to draw whatever I want every time. At this point in my recording career, need to learn better. Alright, so the Time Walk is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, I don't have 8. 8 is the number that wins the game, but let's go. So I get a 6/6 shark and I have another turn coming, even if they counter this. But I'm pretty sure if they had a counter spell, they would have cast it last turn on my cord. Alright, boom. Time Vault, Voltaic Key. GG. Yeah, they do need to, I do need to untap with this one more time before it's actually GG. But I'm pretty far ahead on the Shark Typhoon game. Oh, baby. I think I could have made this attack lethal. I blew it. Yeah, if I just put shark counters on this shark. Oh, no, that's not true. They block this one. No, never mind. I take it all back. It's fine. It's fine. Didn't blow it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. For some reason, I thought that was different for a second. Okay, so get another one of these. Navigator. Navigator. And I'm gonna foretell Behold the Multiverse. Kind of like the idea of floating it out there. As a surprise 4/4, or make them think it saw it coming. Though if I had saw it coming in my hand, I just would not foretell it. Yeah. Time Walk Engine. Well, we've comboed at least twice now, regardless of our actual record. Don't worry about that so much. So Baneslayer Angel does not line up well against Shrapnel Blast. Narset seems pretty good, actually. They have a bunch of creatures in their deck. I definitely want the Doom Scars. Cord was really good. I can't believe I won that Shark Typhoon game. They should know better than to mess with me on Shark Typhoons. Mystical Dispute. Is that good? Is that better than Dovin's Veto? The problem is I'm not very good at playing against the Sharks if they just cycle them like they're supposed to. Sorry, Tamiyo. I've cut Tamiyo basically every time. That was an addition I made to the deck that was not in the list that Mathis sent me. I just thought she'd be good, but I have boarded her out every time, so maybe I'm wrong. The ramp is pretty important in these sort of matchups. I'm not going in on Baneslayer, so I do still want a Johnny. You don't actually need 4 Navigators in the deck, because Navigator without a Johnny isn't super great. And Time Walk is a good card, but Court of Calling for Time Walk for the low price of 9 mana, assuming you have the City's Blessing, is a lot to ask. So I think I want Narset and the Doom Scars. And do I go to 2 Navigator? That doesn't leave many win conditions left in my deck. What is the Johnny's ultimate? I don't even know. Put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. That creature gains trample until end of turn. Okay, so I can actually win without going off. Yeah, maybe I only want 2 Navigators in the deck. Just get real skinny on that. Just play a Shark Typhoon game. Because I ramp better than they do. Well, play a Shark Typhoon game, right? Again, I'm gonna keep this. Could get punished. It's obviously land heavy, but Shark Typhoon does a lot of work if it's gonna be your 1 spell in hand with a lot of lands. If I get any ramp under me, we're gonna be doing fine. I can foretell this now, and the whole game is all set up before me. Always be holding. No play. That's my favorite kind of play for my opponent. I've got the Supreme Verdict lined up if they have a 3-drop again. I think I won that game when I didn't trade with their Tireless Tracker, when I just took the 4 and Supreme Verdicted. I think that's what was the pivotal moment of game 1. There's the tracker again. Do I have the Narset again? Are we just playing game 1 again? Alright, not so much this time. I'll just play Hinterland Harbor and pass. They've saw it coming at this point, so maybe they'll play around it, like play a little slow, and in which case I can just resolve my spell, get them with the verdict. Alright, no shock. So they're not planning on double spelling this turn. But you don't need to. That's the beauty of Tireless Tracker. They don't feel bad at all if I use a Supreme Verdict on Tireless Tracker, then they can untap and Goldspan Dragon me. Alright, this needs to bring the ruckus. Behold. Oh, that's a good behold. Alright, I'm now beholding. Chord of Calling. Don't want that. If I can foretell and play the Saw It Coming. You can foretell on your turn. So I'm going to go into my end step and see. All right. I was going to see if they would crack their clue, but they didn't. Well, they didn't really have priority to, so maybe they still would. That doesn't make any sense. Like, going to your end step there doesn't really matter. But surprise, there's a card in exile now. I think that this is better than playing just off mana the way they want me to. Like, if I verdict there, they jam the dragon, get in, and things are bad. Like, I can set up a later turn where I get to do two things. It's just how much damage I'm going to take along the way, and gotta respect the shrapnel blasts eventually. But I can counter a shrapnel blast as well as anything else. Right, so I need to play the blue land so I can Narset. And I'm pretty happy to minus Narset here because she dies in combat anyway. Might as well get a card out of her. Yeah, if they want to negate that, that's fine. And then next turn I can do the Verdict and still hold up Saw It Coming for their follow-up play. I will be at 7 or 8 life though, which is not very much against their 7 cards in hand. This is a position where maybe I can't afford to just take 4 from a dragon. So 9, that would put me to 4. I have the Saw It Coming for the Shrap Blast. Alright, yeah, that's not what they're doing. It would be really nice if this deck had any spot removal at all in it. Just a few Aether Gusts would go a long way. I think I would replace some of the Dovin's Vetoes on the sideboard with them. Okay, so I can Verdict, and that stops their flow of cards pretty well, so I think I want to do that. Yeah, like, I could use Shark Typhoon to just absorb damage for a few turns, but if they're keeping ahead on cards with their clues the whole way, that ends up getting pretty bad for me. And if they want to draw a card, I want them to not have an artifact for Shrap Blast. They could draw a card or blast me or scry end step. I'm not going to counter a Shrapnel Blast if they have it. Good. They didn't do it. Now they need an artifact generator and a blast to start burning me. Boltspaden Dragon does have haste, but if I survive this turn, I get to untap with my Shark Typhoons and Court of Calling available. At this point, they should know exactly what I have on suspend. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to play the untap land to maximize my shark size. Like, if they go for a 4/4 shark here, I can make a 5/5 shark. 8 cards in hand over there. I'm so jealous. Tireless Tracker rules. Maybe this deck could have Tireless Trackers as part of the sideboard juke. Just board out the combo game to be some sort of mid-range deck. I think that would work. I'm just not sure if it would be good. So they don't have artifacts in play right now, so I don't need to worry about tapping out against Shrapnel Blast. If they have some other way to punish my sharks, I haven't seen it yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so they could, if they block with a, if they make a shark and block, it'll be a trade. No free lunch with my sharks. Brazen Borrower would be nutso here. Like that card is really challenging for my deck to beat in general. Just so efficient. Right, we dodged the Brazen Borrower. Doomscar, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to attack and see what happens. If they are just sitting on a wall of counter magic, I want to punish them for it. Or they just have a handful of shrapnel blasts with no target for it, or no artifact to sack. Still have Saw It Coming. Let's get another land into play. Retell the Scar. So I can make a 1/1 shark to block a haste threat right now and still cast Saw It Coming. And now they have to respect two things in Foretell, and they haven't seen Doomscar yet. One, two, three, four, five, six. I think if they had Shark Typhoon, they would have made a shark last turn. They just left a lot of mana sitting around for no reason. They are at the point pretty soon, though, that they could just cast a bunch of spells I don't like and protect it with counter magic. Alright, this is a 2-for-1. Like, I already got a card off the Shark Typhoon from the cycling. It's got in for 5, so if they want to bomb it, that's fine. And when I don't cast Behold the Multiverse in their end step here, they'll probably think I have 2 Saw It Comings suspended, unless they're planning for Doomscar. Alright, so do you want to take 5? What's the plan? Yeah, there's your Ratchet Bomb. Alright, I am just gonna play another tapped land. I have the Shark superiority right now. They have Castle Vantress, though, which they're just not interested in activating, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make a 4/4 Shark and still have Saw It Coming. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10's a lot of mana. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. It's pretty good. I'll counter it, but it's good. Right, so is there some version of events where I can get my I'm gonna Saw It Coming this thing. I'll use the lands that they're targeting. One, two, three, four. I still get a 4/4 Shark out of this. And they're tapped out on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could chord for my Time Walk fella, but I don't actually think that's good. Four Shark. Continue the beatdowns. That Ulamog is pretty scary, though. And the fact that they're at the point where they can hardcast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Alright, I'm 1 mana short of casting Shark Typhoon with Saw It Coming back up. So I think I want to tuck this Saw It Coming and try to line up that Shark Typhoon turn. As much as I'm sure that it's wrong to cast Shark Typhoon, Court of Calling is just a serious banger in conjunction with it. I can answer a second Ulamog if I need to care about that. I'm just going to beat down with my 4/4 until they make me do something different. Still Saw It Coming. This deck is so crazy. It's Ulamog, Shrapnel Blast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to shock this in. It doesn't put me to 5, and 5 is the number that is bad for Shrapnel Blast reasons. 6 is the same as 7 and 8, as far as I can tell in this deck. And this lets me put lethal on board with sharks and still cast the Saw It's Coming. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I don't have enough to cast one from my hand and the one from. Ooh, they're trying to burn me out. Yikes. All right, so they have a little more burn than expected. I saw it coming. Maybe I should have Baneslayer in the deck. If they have 2 counter spells here, or more burn spells, I just lose. Maybe shocking that land in was a huge mistake. I'm willing to believe it. They haven't played any spells for a long time. They probably just have a bunch of counter spells. So, yeah, I blew that there. Didn't expect Lightning Strike out of this deck. So, ended up losing to it. Yeah, if they have, like, anything here. Okay. This is what I was thinking of, the Stifle. So they do have the Stifle. Alright, they got me. I blew it. Shocked in a land for no reason. Alright, I was very safe at 8 life, and then instantly dead at 6, so gave it up. Right, do I want the Baneslayers in this matchup? If they're going to be this burn deck with Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger in hardcast mode in their deck, like, maybe I just want to gain life and push ahead. And the Navigators are here if I want to Chord of Calling for a Time Walk. Also being able to Chord for Baneslayer Angel in their end step if we get into the Counterspell War could be interesting. I think Doomscar comes out, at least one of them. Maybe both. Do I want Mystical Disputes or Vetoes? Yeah, I think I'm more interested in Veto now that I know how burn heavy they are. Saw it coming still good. Less interested in Narset. I think the ramp is all pretty important. Can I go to 1 Navigator? Probably not, because they have burn, they can kill Navigator, and then my combo is just off the table. But what would I cut instead? Alright, you know what? Sorry, Navigator. You're done. You're out of here. There's 1 heroic Navigator that can exist as my Chord of Calling target. Keep it. This is the juke. Let's hope it's good. Growth Spiral would be pretty great off the top here. Just jump ahead on this Baneslayer a little bit. But if I don't find it, I'll just see it coming. I'll get into my lookout spot and wait for it. I will see it coming, whatever it is, when it arrives. But I would still prefer a ramp spell. Alright, no dice on the ramp. But tucking this away for later is nice. Getting it ahead of the Tireless Tracker. Like, Tireless Tracker was the best thing they did in Game 1, and it did most of the work in Game 2. So having this counterspell ready for it is pretty nice. Just being on the play gives you a lot of flexibility there. Alright, so I could just jam Narset. I could also just not do that. Who is the control deck here? Alright, I am not going to jam Narset. If, like, I don't want to play Narset, it gets negated, they untap and play Tireless Tracker. That's just a really bad play pattern for me. I still have lands to drop, so I still have game to play. Please just tap out for Tracker. Alright, they didn't want to do it. Probably the right call. That's a great card. So I guess foretelling this and just not foretelling it are the same thing. So that's a very real card I can deploy in their end step to pressure what their options are. Then I can pivot and stick Narset. So the fact I fired this off so quick means they know this is saw it coming in exile. Nothing else would make a lot of sense. Dispel is a good card. I am gonna... No, I'm just gonna pass. Missing a land drop is bad, but I think letting them resolve a threat when I have all these answers is worse. I can just make a 2/2 shark if they do nothing on their turn. The multiple sharks, if I can pivot this Baneslayer into play, I think it'll be pretty hard for them to answer. Hit them with 6 cards in hand. Not trying to mess with that. And a lightning strike that goes to a shark doesn't go to my face. I'll take that trade. Land, please. Fuck. Alright, I keep drawing sweet instants to play in their end step, so I'm not mad about that. I did just attack into their 3/3 shark. Okay, lightning strike is fine. That's a deal. I wonder, maybe foretelling that is just wrong. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to pay 4 mana for it. Just letting them think about, like, oh, they have another Behold the Multiverse. Tracker. So... played this whole game to get ahead of the tracker here. They made their land drop before they cast tracker. That's interesting. So I'm going to draw for my turn, and... okay, good. Hit the land. I was about to say I will have to Behold if I don't hit the land. And I can protect this Narset with Veto. If I even have to. I don't mind putting her into burn range. That's still an X for 1. I'll take Verdict over Veto. Because I have a Veto already, and I have the ability to draw more cards. I don't have a good answer to creatures in play. Like if they just Goldspan Dragon right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's why we took the Verdict. Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to let Baneslayer Angel deal with this. This is still way less scary than Tireless Tracker. And if they want to fight over my Behold the Multiverse, which is pretty scary, they're not going to be able to fight over Baneslayer. Do I go for Baneslayer, or do I just Wrath them? Okay, Growth Spiral is past its prime, but I do want basically every land drop for a while. I want to get these sharks up. So I'm just going to Verdict. Verdict. And then I'll Wolf Willow Haven. Like, I don't want to mess around with Baneslayer, because if I tap out for Baneslayer, they Shrap Blast the Baneslayer, and then I just get hit with the dragon again. No thanks. But instead I can ramp up into big sharks, get shark superiority going into the late game. They're still 3 turns away from Ulamog. Oh, no, Treasure. They're 2 turns away from Ulamog. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can Ulamog next turn, I guess. They played their land before they cast Tracker again. Whoops. So I am pretty worried about Ulamog, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A shark token is bigger than Baneslayer Angel right now. and it also cantrips, so I'm going to do that. I have no way to answer an Ulamog that's in play. Dig through time. No. Yeah, that one is worth fighting over. If that finds like land Ulamog, that's no good for me. Even just finding like a land at this point is bad for me because it turns on the tracker. I can't imagine they have very many Ulamogs in their deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make a 4/4 shark. That can beat tracker in combat. They don't seem worried about it. But I'm not going to let them keep tracker if I can help it. They could disallow the shark token, but if they do that, that's one less counterspell in their hand, and I still get to draw a card. I'm out of Lightning Strike range. They could Shrapnel Blast it, but that takes them off their treasure also, so it's an extra turn away from Ulamog. Alright, that was it. That's fine. That's a 3-for-1. I guess 2-for-1, and depends on how many cards you count a treasure token as. And passing the turn. Nice. I'm going to passage, thin this deck out a bit. And I'm just going to make another shark. The card in their hand, they didn't play it, and they didn't play a land to trigger their tracker. So the card in their hand is some sort of reactive spell. They're also still not interested in using this Castle Vantress that they've had in play all 3 games. That's a really good card in board states, exactly like this one. But you do have to use it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can make a 7/7 shark. They're still not afraid. Just gonna tap all the way out. I don't play enough counter spells to like leave up 2 mana or whatever. And also you don't draw the card until after the shark's in play, so if they can remove it, they have a window to do it before I draw the card. So I'm just gonna get the biggest possible shark. They want to finish it off with Lightning Strike. Again, that's a 3-for-1. And I don't have to worry about that burn. Then I get to jam Baneslayer. Another tracker, sure. All right, it's time to get to work. 8 down. Let's see if that last card in their hand is a hard counter or if it's negate, which is not going to help them. I think I want to go to plains here, but plains don't really matter. So I'll just keep getting forests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And I can make a 2/2 wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have the mana to make a wolf. Alright, Baneslayer's in play now. I have lethal attackers. They have 1 card in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If their hand is land Ulamog, I'm going to lose the game. But otherwise, I feel pretty good. If they play a land and crack a clue, then they're off Ulamog. So I'm not super worried about that. They're doing something. Moto has announced that they're paying costs. They could have at least 1 more clue than they did. The one turn where they There were 2 turns where they played their land before they played Tracker, but I countered it on one of the turns. But the second time, they definitely would have got a clue. All right, on the board, on to the next round. And I'm on the play with this nice rampy hand. I'm going to keep it. So we have our first Luris opponent of the league. I'm going to wait on cracking the Fabled Passage until their end step. I mean, it's like technically right, and it might affect some decisions they make. Okay, that won't. So I'm going to get an island with this. Yeah, the Wolfwillow Haven can turn this into a green source anyway. Do I Haven first or do I Spiral first? I think I Spiral first. That doesn't guarantee ramp though. Haven does. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do that first. Like if I Spiral, no land pass. That feels pretty bad when I could have got ahead on lands. And if I wait until after my next draw step, then I have 2 chances to hit off Growth Spiral instead of 1. I guess 1 would just be my land drop for the turn. It's kind of close. I don't know. If anyone has a strong argument why I should do one or the other of these cards, please let me know in the comments. But I feel like getting the guaranteed ramp out of Haven is probably better. Alright, so how bad's it gonna get? Yeah, that's the worst one possible. So if I draw a land, I can just Behold the Multiverse and take no damage. Yikes. That's what I was worried about, having to like spiral into this Eidolon. Yuck, okay. Well, missing land drops is not how you beat mono red. So this is going to be a short game 1. Suppose I also could have just foretold this, but that doesn't seem good. Because if I hit my land, I can still foretell this. Yeah, I'm not winning this game. Oh, double Eidolon. I don't even have 1 white, much less 2 for a Supreme Verdict, which is the only card that can really get me out of this spot. Cool. Alright, I'm going to concede. Bring in our removal and Baneslayers for game 2. And hope that those are good. So, Doomscar, Baneslayer. Probably want some number of vetoes, just to make sure I don't get burned out around the fringes. Then Narset is not good here. Sorry, Tamio. You try so hard. And the Navigator is just actively terrible. Which I feel bad saying because that is the deck. But if you are going to play a main deck like this, your sideboard has to be able to turn into something relevant. Like that. I kind of feel like I'm copping out on what the deck is supposed to be doing, but if what the deck is supposed to be doing has unwinnable matchups, then that's a problem with the deck. So I'm gonna stand my ground here and board into this transformation. So I have 2 Baneslayers and 2 Chords to get them, and I just need to be at enough life when I find them. Okay, I have Supreme Verdict and a white source. I'm going to keep this. Verdict, I'm not going to say it would have won me the last game because we have no idea, but it would have gone a long way last game. Being able to sweep up their shitters. Like the burn spells in Pioneer are not that strong compared to deeper formats like Legacy and Modern. But it is like their sweeping the creatures matters a lot. I think I actually want to foretell Saw coming here because I should have played Temple Garden on turn 1 because that would have let me ramp and maybe have a turn 3 Supreme Verdict. I hope I don't need the turn 3 Supreme Verdict, but it'd be scary. Alright, so I'm looking for a white source. In the business for a white source. I do not pay 2 life for that. I'm gonna Wolf Willow Haven. Basic, I guess. Let's go for that. Wild Growth. Yeah, I think since my plan is the Supreme Verdict anyway, leaving up Saw It Coming makes less sense than ramping. So if I don't find a white source, it doesn't matter. But having Shark Typhoon available goes a long way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at 5. Am I dead? Oh, I'm at 1, right? Yeah, I'm at 1. Cool. So untap white source or lose. Wow. That was turn 3. Get out of here. Green. Yeah, maybe I should have left up the... Should have left up the Saw It Coming. Counter the Boros Charm. I'm at 5 instead of 4. Maybe there's a chance. Wow, that was brutal. Yikes. Another one-lander. I'm on the play, so I'm not going to keep it. I can keep this. It's awkward that I drew basic planes, which I'm not convinced is a card the deck really needs. But I can get Island with my Fabled Passage, set up a Behold the Multiverse, and at least play the game. Wow, we lost so hard to that red deck. That is a problem, considering that the aggressive Luris decks are a huge part of Pioneer. And if I lost that hard, even after like changing my entire plan post-board to do something different, that's not a good place to be. In all other things being what they are, we have comboed several times in this league. So no one can say that the deck doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna spiral. To get this in while it's good. Yeah, I can just hold up Hardcast Behold if I find a land next turn. Or I can foretell 2 cards. Oh, we're playing against Lotus combo. Okay, so I can Grow Spiral and pray to hit a land. I'm actually going to do that. I think that is the play to win. Whoops. That's fine. Alright, so that didn't work out, but I do still like that line. I would take it again. So hopefully I just draw a land now. Here into the Abyss. So now I'm just holding up counterspells for the rest of forever and hope that I don't lose. Okay, good. Now if I counter something, I counter something, and if I don't, I get to Behold. I'm not sure what the win condition in this deck actually is anymore. That would make it a lot easier to know what to do about this. It used to be when I played it, when this deck was popular at the Pro Tour in Phoenix that I played in, it was a Underworld Breach deck, but Breach has been banned, so it doesn't do that anymore. Okay, so I get to Behold. Tell me about the multiverse. I hope there are lands in it. That actually looks really good. Land Narset? Don't mind if I do. I feel like Narset has to be a problem for them, right? Like, what are you doing if Narset's not a problem for you? I should leave the green untapped in case I find Growth Spiral. Alright, please concede to Narset. I don't think they're going to concede to Narset. Alright, Ajani, Valiant Protector. Alright, I can't cast this anyway, so I might as well pay the down payment on the Foretell. And actually making a play that I have versus bluffing a play that I don't have, which would be Negate. Makes some sense to me. Alright, so do they scry up another one of these? Yeah, they get a stage to copy it. That's definitely better. Okay. Now they have lots of mana. And I make a wish for Shark Typhoon. So I think I just need to hide behind Narset in my counterspell and put some sharks into play and try to pressure them. Like I said, I don't actually know what their win condition is or how well they are at beating Narset or counterspells. But we're about to find out because they have all their mana. They're set up, as they say in the business. There are rest in pieces in the sideboard and more counter spells, so depending on where they're going with this. Oh, more of the same. I love it. So they can definitely cast Peer into the Abyss if they want to, but Narset makes that not so good. Right, I'm just going to go for the biggest shark and put the shields down on Saw It Coming for a second. Like, I don't think they can kill me at instant speed. They could probably kill Narset somehow, but I still want to maximize my pressure. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I can get the City's Blessing. Vintage them out here with my Time Walk spell. Alright, so I have Narset Counterspell and Growth Spiral or Shark Typhoon. I can do 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2. They're not quite dead. Yeah, they are actually. Okay, so they're making a wish. I'm going to let the wish resolve. I'm not sure if that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know whether to counter the tutor or the thing they get. So Thought Distortion's pretty good. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards. Okay, so I still have Saw It Coming in exile. And I still get to make a shark. And I still get to take 2 turns. It's currently 4. Oh, did I not pay blue? What's the problem here? Okay, X is currently 3. Alright, make a shark. And maybe I can Time Walk tempo them out here. They do get to exile my entire hand, though. I drew another Time Walk. Thought Distortion doesn't get rid of that. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's too bad because the Ajani was the 2 points of damage. Like if I attack for 7, Time Walk, Ajani plus attack for 9, that's exactly 16. But getting rid of the Ajani is rough. Maybe I'll draw another. Oh, I actually just win. Finding the second one is another Time Walk. Oh, I guess I needed another blue source, to which I drew like a boss. Alright, let's Time Walk. And then... Oh, I already had a blue source. What am I even saying? I had the win. You saw me, opponent. Alright, yeah. Just tempo Time Walk him out. GG. Okay, so Dovin's Veto seems kind of important. Narset, I feel like Narset probably won me that game in some invisible way. And I think I want Rest in Peace. Their graveyard probably matters. I don't actually know. Supreme Verdict probably does not matter. I bet there's a sideboard juke that involves a creature somehow, but I'll believe that when I see it. Navigator. I'm gonna give Navigator a little bit of respect. It did do what it needed to do that game. Shark Typhoon is my primary win condition, though. Sorry, Tamio, once again. All right, don't play Tamio. I've boarded her out every match. She just doesn't line up well. The chord for Navigator seems pretty good in this matchup, but they probably won't have much in the way of removal. All right, I'm doing this. So now I know I have to counter the Granted because they have Thought Distortion, which shreds all of these counterspells out of my hand. But Foretelling Saw It Coming is really powerful against that line. Well, this is a mulligan. On the draw, there are 25 lands in the deck, slightly less than 50-50 twice. I'm going to keep this. I have to lose 2 coin flips to get punished. It could happen, but I mean, this has the a veto in it, and Behold the Multiverse is one of the better cards you can have on a mulligan. Tap land on turn 1 from them. Got there immediately from us. No sweat. Lessons learned from accidentally keeping that hand in game 1. Some of the best lessons are accidents in life. Happy little accidents, as my boy Bob Ross would tell you. Deck is really good at having Lotus Field. Which is, I mean, unsurprising. It is what the deck is for. The whole point of the deck. I'm going to ramp because drawing the 3rd land means that I'm set up to cast this, just hard cast mode on turn 3. If that's what I want to do. Alright, let's see if they can go infinite somehow with their 2 floating mana. Oh, just strategic planning. They've got a plan. And strategy is involved. Maybe I just jam Narset this turn. That might make more sense. Like, they're tapped out of counterspells right now. Ooh, do I get to do 2 things? Yeah, I do. Alright, so tap for blue, get green. Tap for green. Even this with the green mana. Tap for blue, Narset. Rip. I hope that matters, because now they've seen it. I still don't have white mana, though. Stage, so they can untap into a lot of mana next turn. White source. That's a white card deck. Close, but not quite the same thing. Behold or a Growth Spiral? I think I want Behold. And I'll just cast it right now looking for the white source. I already had one, but they don't know that. And if they counter this, then they don't get to copy their field. Oh, I guess they could play Spell Pierce because they have an extra mana around. Spell Pierce a card they play? Oh, Mystical Dispute. Yeah, I did know about that one. No, I will not pay for that. Okay, so if they can beat Narset, then the coast is clear. If they can't, then my coast is clear to not draw a white source again. Oh, Baral. Looks like they're going for it, whatever it is. Granted, they can cast a 2-drop right now. They could just set up a Thought Distortion for next turn. Yeah, that looks like the plan. Baral can attack Narset, which is the scariest thing here. Oh, they can just get me now. Alright, cool. It's not looking good, team. Should I concede on the spot? They haven't seen Dovin's veto. Yeah, I'm actually just going to concede to this. I can't beat it. Like, Timestream Navigator don't even have the City's Blessing. They have Baral that can kill Narset. Like, we're done here. So I won't mess around with that. Mystical Dispute. Do I want more counter spells? Like, countering the Granted is pretty important. And having a 1-mana counter spell is pretty good. Chord. I do like the Chord. Maybe Wolf Willow Haven is the worst card left in the deck after doing all this stuff. Okay. This is my new deck. Alright. Multiple colors of mana. I'll keep it. I'm going to lead on Fabled Passage. I don't think my life total matters. I don't need to, like, play my Shockland first. I want to make sure I have untapped mana moving forward. I think I want to get Island. And then I shock in Temple Garden, play Growth Spiral, get Glacial Fortress. Okay, so... And I'm just going to pass. I'm not going to cast this into a free Mystical Dispute. I want to make them give up on Sylvan Scrying if they want to dispute my Growth Spiral. No freebies. Oh, there's the Scrying, Spiral. Not take 2 from that. Then continue. I think I'm just going to jam Behold the Multiverse. Or I could also foretell it and get my creature into play. I'm not sure if this matters, but it's having this Time Walk on the stack, threatening, looming, to tempo them out. So I have something resembling the combo lined up here. Need to make it that far. Lotus Field, obviously. Going to be their play for the turn, because what else are they going to do with their 2 extra mana? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, the discontinuity trick. They get to keep their 2 lands, because that just ends the turn on the spot. Whatever. It's fancy, but mostly irrelevant. Alright, so I'm going to fetch another island. And then I'm going to do this. Nice. Do I want this Hinterland Harbor? Not that much. I have enough lands in the deck. Narset showing up just in time. I'm not going to minus her, because I want to be able to rebuild if they do Thought Distortion me this turn, which could definitely happen. No, I already made my land drop that turn, right? Did I play the... Yeah, I played Fabled Passage that turn, so there was no spot to work in the Wolf Willow Haven. I'm just gotta hope that Narset holds the line against the Peer into the Abyss. This matchup seems awful, though. What matchup does seem good? I've been saying this matchup seems awful a lot. Like, mid-range blue decks without a combo finish seem like pretty good matchups. Mid-range decks, like totally fair decks, like decks with like Siege Rhino in them, are probably good matchups. I don't know. I don't like it. I like how slow they're playing, though. That means that they don't have obvious lines. They're making a plan. Look what I'm planning. Wilt. I don't have any targets for Wilt in my deck. They made the assumption that I have a good sideboard against them, but I don't. Sucker. Triple blue, huh? Are you gonna discontinuity again? No, they are actually sacrificing this time. They could Hidden Strings and have 7 mana to play with. Right, Vizier gives them 4 mana to play with. They did not get to draw a card off the cycling because of Narset. That's pretty nice. We got 1 card with Narset. Count it. So my opponent has played pretty competently so far. I assume they didn't just stone punt that one. They got the Thought Distortion. Land? Alright, I drew a land. 5, 6, 7. So, Hinterland Harbor. I can just jam a Johnny. And I think I'm gonna. Alright, so here is the combo. I can attack with this one. That's not going to get taken by Thought Distortion because it's a creature. Still not going to minus Narset. Anything I get would just get eaten by Thought Distortion. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. I think I have exactly enough to set up the combo. If they don't kill me or disrupt me this turn, like if they just cast Thought Distortion and pass, I win. Oh, we're so close. Just give it to me. Out combo the combo. We'll see if it's true. They are tapping for blue, which is worrisome. I want to see them tap for black. This is Vizier. They can net 1 mana. Oh, Dig is pretty good. Alright, they've realized that Thought Distortion is not going to get them there. Let's see what this Dig brings for them. This game's going to be close, one way or the other. Like, whoever wins it. Both teams fought well. So strings, they can have 8 mana here. Okay, they might have a lot more. They're running out of cards in their hand, though. They only have 4 cards in their hand, functionally, discounting the Thought Distortion. Uh-oh. Ugin. So if they have another strings, they can just Ugin me out. That sucks. So close. 1 turn away. So they just -6 on Ugin. Ugin is at 1. They have no good way to pressure it. I'm gonna try. All right, Ugin's at 1. So I can rest in peace, make a 2/2 shark. Okay, so Wolfwillow Harvest this island. Rest in peace. And I can make a 1/1 shark in response to Thought Distortion. Doing my best here. Oh, I don't think it's going to be good enough. This Ugin is basically unbeatable. Even if I played a bounce spell, with the stage copying field again, they just actually have 9 mana to replay Ugin. Maybe I can swarm them with Wolfwillow Haven. I don't know. Oh, they must have another strings. Fae. Oh, just playing the card, right. That is a thing you can do. Yeah, that's pretty good. That beats what I'm doing. Oh, they did discard Wish mode. Okay, yeah. They're setting it up. 1/1 shark, let's go. I think I need another Narset here, but even then Ugin can just -3 and clear them all out. Ooh, did you see it coming? Heck, Eugene. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can play Navigator, threaten a time walk. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't think my life total is going to be super important. And this plays around Thought Distortion. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm one. Oh, if I had tapped Hallowed Fountain instead of Temple Garden, I could actually chord for another Navigator here. But I did not do that. Mistakes were made. They discard the Thought Distortion. They did not. Granted. I'm gonna let that resolve. I already have the Thought Distortion. They can shred my hand if they want to. Or over the pages. Draw 3 cards, untap 2 lands, discard a card. Do I let them pour? If I'm gonna win this game, it's gonna be on the back of Saw It Coming. So, go ahead, pour over the pages. What a weird game this has been. Another Fae. They're gonna discard 2 cards to rebuy it again. And I would feel ahead if it wasn't for Ugin. Like, even if I stop their combo, I'm still just losing to Ugin. And if they just put 2 1/4s in play and leave them there, I don't think I can beat that. 1, 2. Yep. I am 1 green mana short of getting a Time Walker. Are there any left in my deck? Are there any creatures left in my deck at all? So 1 Navigator has been used. Okay, cool. I think there's 2 or 3 in the deck still. There's still 3 in the deck. All right, we got a plan. Still losing to Ugin, but we got a plan. Basically, my plan is to Chord of Calling in their end step for Navigator, and then jam a Johnny and win the game. If I top deck a Johnny, that I will obviously draw. So I'm just going to pass. I can't attack my 1/1 into their 1/4s. They could beat me down pretty quick with Ugin and these 2 ones. Hold on. I don't actually want to pass the turn. I want to Growth Spiral, because if I find Narset, that's a card that plays. So green. Alright, I still have blue mana. Oh, I'm in combat right now. That's not the time where you cast auras. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, this doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can chord if I need to. And I can see it coming if I need to, but I can't do both. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. That is one short of being able to go off. Like, assuming that Court of Calling resolves, my Navigator survives, I untap, I rip a Johnny like I need to. I'm still 1 mana short of going off. I think if they go for the Thought Distortion, I'm just gonna chord YOLO. They Ugined before they Distortioned, which I think is a mistake. But it probably doesn't matter. They're just trying to go for the face. Alright, so I go to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go to 3. Alright, no attacks. Love it. Boom, boom. Court of Calling for 2. Maybe I should tap my Shark and leave a mana up in case they have... I don't know. I don't think there's a 1 mana Force Spike. Like, it's this deck play Censor. I could have played around Censor and didn't. I can't beat a Mystical Dispute or Hard Counter anyway. Okay, sure. So I want to draw a Johnny now. That was not the draw. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna burn out to this Ugin. Stupid Ugin. Yeah, this deck just can't answer anything that's in play. Or any non-creature permanent that's in play. It's pretty good at answering creatures with all its wraths, but there's no spot removal of any kind, not even a bounce spell. So all of that is worrisome to me. Oh god, do you have Shark Typhoon? Oh no, it's just a hard cast Dig Through Time. I love that. Pretty jealous. So there is not a draw in my deck that can win this game. The only way I can win this game is if they try to combo and use all the cards in their deck and Saw It Coming somehow blows them out. Which seems unlikely because there's only really one card that this could be at this point. I would have fired off Behold the Multiverse 100 years ago. They could also target me with Peer Through Depths. I guess that doesn't matter. For some reason I thought that would matter. But you lose half your life. So I would go to 3. And then Ugin would kill me. I guess if they wanted to do that, they would have put me to 5. Yeah, nope, not quite lethal. I still have a Shark blocker. Yeah, Peer Through Depths was almost a lethal burn spell. Right, they finally gave up on Thought Distortion. My thoughts are already distorted. Okay, they have infinity zillion mana. Attacking with this probably means they're gonna pick it up. I don't think making wolves matters. I think I need more mana. I need to maximize my available mana. And that's not it. 3, 6. Alright, I'm just gonna concede. I can't get out of this. I'm dead to this Ugin. We were very close. We were one turn away from out comboing them, and they Ugined us. So this deck, these are way too many Dovin's Vetoes. I would turn some of these into Aether Gust, probably at least 2 of them into Aether Gust. The Snakeskin Veil didn't do what we needed it to either. Those are free slots. I think I would juke harder with this sideboard juke. Maybe have something like our own Wilts in here. We could play Cast Out or some other Oblivion Ring kind of effect. Because not being able to answer anything sucks. Yeah, I think I want some number of Cast Out in the deck for non-creature permanents. Because this combo isn't fast. Like, it's a combo deck, but it takes... so you need 4 mana to activate the Navigator. You need 6 mana for a Johnny, and you need 2 mana. Like, to bring it all together in one turn, you need 12 mana. And then to keep it going from there, you need 6 mana and a Johnny in play. So it's an expensive combo deck, and you need to have the City's Blessing, which has a certain time frame on it as well. So this is not a fast deck, and if your opponent plays an answer, they're going to draw it, and if you play an answer, you're probably going to draw it too. Like, you're going to get a lot of looks. So add some Cast Outs to this deck, add some Aether Gust to the deck, and I would want a harder sideboard juke, or like more for mono red, because that was unwinnable. So those are my thoughts on the deck. This was a lot of fun. I think that this shell is there. Like, we do have a Splinter Twin situation on our hands, but we just need to get to it a little faster. So Mathis, thanks for the deck. This was fun. I like this thought experiment. I like playing a brew. I love Shark Typhoon, and I had a lot of fun playing it, even if we didn't do a lot of winning. So everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure if you come up with any suggestions or any ways to tune this list, any ideas, please put them in the chat or in the comments. Love to hear it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.